Hello RC fans, Racing 393. Now I did a poll a while ago on as I was building my TA02 and TA01, as I've already purchased some upgrades, namely the diffs. There was a rear diff and a front diff. The picture there is just of a I think this is off of Top Force. Is that a Top Force diff? I think it's a sealed diff. That one, the picture, and apparently that does fit the TA chassis, TA01 and 2. I don't know. I haven't got one of those, particularly one of those, but I have bought some upgrades, and I did a poll, and at the time of recording, I don't know, one Wade. You are a superstar. If you're watching this, you're the only one that said build the diff. So I'm going to build the diff. I'm going to build it so it's more in detail of how I build the diffs. So I absolutely love building diffs. I don't know. It's the favourite bit of RC of the part. I look in the instructions and see how many steps is it to the diffs. Sometimes it's like the top, and it's the first thing you do. Other times it's kind of within the instructions, but either or, doesn't matter what it is, a TT01 or in this case TA01, we'll do a diff build. So enough of the intro, let's get out there into the shed and I'll show you what I've got. Finally, we are back on the original build. I spent quite a lot of time doing the other one, which was the TA02 carbon fibre chassis, but that one's pretty much done apart from the wipers, which I haven't touched yet. I mean, either or, we've got the electronic wipers on there which should work. We'll put on that one maybe, and we've got these, as I said before, these ones here which I'll probably put on here. But this body shell it does want a bit of repair work, but it will do for now. Now this is the TA01, and we're going to do this video now. I don't know how long it will be because I want to go into some detail on the diffs. First off, I'll show you what I've got. You've seen these in loads of other videos. They're nothing special. Manta Ray ball diff set. I've got two of these, one here and there's another one here. So that's the complete diff. I've also got, it's just a differential plate balls standard, so we could build that. And these, I bought these to upgrade the diff. Ceramic, I think I said, don't know what I said last time. Anyway, ceramic balls. I mean, they're probably harder, aren't they? And they're probably more, the tolerances are much smaller, I guess, so they'll definitely be using them. High speed gear set. So looking at this, hopefully it'll fit. You never know, but the spur gear is smaller than standard, so that's going to give you more speed. Not that I really want it to go like, I'm not after like max speed, I'm just after a car that's got good power. I mean, it'll probably be okay on the standard gearing, but we'll put that in as well. And that there is the front diff. It's a geared diff in the front in this one, and that's a aluminium casing which will go in. The funny thing is, this stuff all seems kind of not quite new. Now it does say on here Top Force, so the Top Force is something that's more recent. And these TA01s and TA02s, like from years ago, you wouldn't have got this because, well, you might have done, but the Top Force I don't think was out. I don't know quite where the timeline starts and ends with that one. So they must have, they've used parts from the TA01 and 2 to use in the Top Force, i.e. this. So we're going to put this in as well. So I'll probably do the ball diff, because I can put it together with this, use the ceramic balls and build up the thrust brace again that really hurts my eyes doing the thrust race. I mean, I don't know if you can see that. Can you see just? I mean, have I got enough light on here even? I don't know. I can't see it from here. Can you in there? Can you see that those little tiny? But they are just. I don't know. I can't see them, and I'm here. So yeah. Well, I managed it clearly. So when we get around to putting the grease on there, that's the only difference I do really. I put different grease on the thrust part of the bit that you tighten up, isn't it, in the diff. So there's different grease I put on there. You probably don't have to. And then I'll show you the grease. I'm going to use slightly different grease. I'll show you this one. This is nearly run out. So this is like Core RC. I can't even read that. High performance lithium grease. I mean, I don't know if that's if it's supposed to be used for the diff, but it works well when I've put it in. But I'm getting quite low on that, so I'll use something else. But I think the first thing to do is I need to strip the car down at the back and get the diff out as it is. So it really couldn't be easier. I mean, I've got a little. What I'd always suggest is when you're doing anything like this, is have a little container where you put everything, a clean container. So I've taken out the bottom pins of the wishbones, just 2. Allows you to swing the arms, the bottom arms up, and the drive shafts come out. Then you've got well, in my case, I've got the aluminium diff cover at the back, so that just slots on there. 4 screws, that's out, and the diff just rolls out, and there it is. It's so easy. So it's super easy to tune. You can't feel, but I can feel. So that's the diff. It's standard otherwise. It's built as the kit. And when I turn that round, it's a ball diff. Feels quite smooth. So when this went in, one thing to note to self is which way around it goes. And you can see there on the back of the car that it goes that way round, because if you put it in, it would work that way round. It would go in. You can't see a lot in there, but the actual diff itself is too far over to one side. So it's always worth noting that that's the way it goes in. Now on here we've got like a cover. It's like a diff cover, and that just goes on there to protect that part of the diff, which is the thrust race. Do you know what I might do? Because I want to compare the two, and because I'm quite pleased with the way that is, I think I might as well build another one. Let's describe how this is. So smooth, it's quite tight, but I wouldn't say notchy, but you can feel the bearings on the rings on the plate. Let's get this stripped apart. Now on the back here, it's got some very clear instructions which are really, really important. The most important thing is the way that these washers are assembled. Like there, if I can move that with my finger there, that bit there is really important that you put that the right way round. So the key to everything is getting yourself organised, isn't it? So I've got everything out that I need. I've got to open this bag in a minute, which has got all the little balls in. But I think first off, we've got these ceramic balls. Now I'm going to put those into a glass container. I'm always a little bit wary with these. These do worry me. I don't know, can that be cut or split? No, that isn't going to work. Do not do that. So make sure they're all at the bottom. It is resealable, and it's supposed to be a cut there. Look, that's why it for some reason doesn't work. But we'll manually cut that. Cut the seal, and then we'll try and not fling these over the shed, because Once they go everywhere, that's it, that we're all dead. So I'm going to put them in here. Well, they bounce quite well. I think that's all of them. I'm not going to tip it up. In there is 12 ceramic balls, 12 holes. There's a film, isn't there? 12, is it 12 bridges? I don't know. And here, Core RC, this is aptly named professional ball diff grease. That's what we'll be using. And then we've got a thrust race grease. So I'll be using that as well. In the packet, you get the typical Tamiya ball diff grease, which is fine, it works. But I don't use that. Just take the tags off that, the thrust race plastic. I mean, you can buy these like upgraded. I've taken them off, but I'm going to have to take those little tags off because that ain't going to work otherwise. So I'll just clean these up with a file. I've cut off the tags, but that doesn't hurt. I don't like that. So I just get a little file like that and just file away that small tag that's still there. I can just see it. My poor eyes. I need glasses. Well, get glasses then. That. Hopefully you can see that it's really small. On the other side, which I haven't done yet, it's got that little tag on it. So let me just do that one. So that's all tickety boo. I don't need that yet anyway, but that's that bit done. These are the new rings. They've kind of got a little bit of grease on them anyway. But what I also do is I'll clean those up with, well, usually initially just a bit of rag to get the grease off that's on there, like when they not assemble it, when they put this in the packet, there's like a little bit of, you can see it on there, it's like a little, I don't know, I suppose it stops it going rusty, or, but we wipe all that off. I mean, it's brand new, so there's nothing on it, but what I tend to do is give it a little clean. And you're probably thinking, why do you do that? Why do I do that? It pretty makes no difference whatsoever. But I just use a bit of this metal polish. I just make sure they're as clean as I can and as smooth. So I'm not saying you're going to notice a difference, because they can just go straight on, can't they? There's nothing wrong with them as they are, but I don't know. My little brain, I think it just helps me understand that they're definitely clean and smooth. So it could be like the placebo effect, but that's one I've done. Let's show the other side. Not sure that's quite as shiny, but it definitely looks better. It's going to polish it, isn't it? It's going to make it much cleaner. It's not too bad now. So there's that, and the one here, I've sort of got stuff on it, but it's more so the bit that I haven't got the cream on. I mean, it is definitely not the back of them with the cream on, but it's definitely not as shiny. It's going to make it look a little bit better, isn't it? A bit smoother. Hopefully help them ceramic balls to glide round. It'd be interesting once it's built to feel the difference in the diff. Well, I'll be able to do that. You'll have to just take my word for it. Okay, so we need part of the diff sort of housing part, I think, that bit, and this, I think, just cleaning these up a little bit. They do look a bit dull, but they're not actually surface facing part, so it's not that important. So you can see that a little bit better now, can't you? So there's that bit. You then got the ring gear that goes on. I think what I also need to do is, rather than use anything on here which has got like can have little bits on it, I just need to get a little bit of rag. Saves putting it onto like already dirty surface. So the ball diff, the balls, I mean, then the diff, then the other piece of the ring part, and then the other side. It's quite important that when you build anything like this, always line it up in the order that you're going to build it. Right, so we're going to start to build this up. Now I'm going to use the professional silicone ball diff grease. I tend to use a paintbrush, only because you can put on what you need without it going, well, usually going everywhere. So you don't need to put a lot on. You don't need to smother the ball diff with grease. There's just not a lot of point. So I sort of put a little bit down there, and then we put one of the rings on there, and then I tend to add a bit onto there as well. Sometimes it can like pick up and fall out into all the crap on the floor, but hopefully that won't happen. So you can see there's only a very small amount of grease on there. You don't want to overdo it. Now, whilst that's standing there, you need to grab the diff part. Now, as far as I'm aware, these holes are slightly different. The holes that side are bigger than that side. So the balls go in that way. So what I will do is I put a bit more grease just inside the sort of the gear there, just sort of go round like that. This paintbrush I think was used in a bit of red, so there's a slight bit of red tinge to that grease now. So we've got our ceramic balls. Now I've got two ways I can do this. Either grease something like, you know, a wrench, put a bit of grease on the end of that, for example. What I tend to do is I'll use tweezers, that, and I just pop it in like that. I'm going to put all 12 of these in. These are the ceramic balls. It worries me, things like this, because you don't get, I don't think you get spares. I didn't count them. I think you get 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, it's 8, not 12. What am I talking about? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 8, and I've got more than what I need. So that means that if I do drop one, we're all good. Okay, so that's full up. We've got actually 4 left. So we'll put those to one side. And you can see there, they've all gone in there with this red tinge. Lovely. Now, the diff itself has got a deeper part than one side than the other. And according to the picture, we've got to put that ball side down. So I need to be careful here. Effectively, that goes in like that. I've just got to make sure it is sitting square. I think it is. And then we've got the other ring, which this bit gets a little bit messy because I need to grease both sides but while holding it, so unfortunately I'll get a bit on my hands here, which, and this is why I like building diffs. It's just, I think it's therapeutic because it's an actual thing that works. I don't know, it's like shocks. Right, so that's resting on there, lovely. And then we've got this bit, which I will continue to put some grease on here because it helps things stick together. I sort of just, I've done it off camera, I keep forgetting, but just round like that. Got a bit messy fingers now, but I'm going to put that like that in the middle. That's together. What you tend to do now is slide the washers onto this shaft. Now everything's in here, and I've got to make those other ones, those other bearings, which is going to be a bit of a nightmare. So I'm going to put this here. There's an absolute ton of washers. So, and there's also some little O-rings for the axle, sort of the shafts that come out. Right, so I'm just going to put this in just an order on here so that I can see what I've got. Thrust race where the bearings go, 2 O-rings, the nut, 3, I don't know what they call these, disc springs, 3 disc springs, another disc spring, like 2 different, like 2 smaller ones. That's just a thrust washer, and so must that be. Looking at that, that goes either side. So some of the kits have like a pre-made one of these. Now I'm worried about this. That is absolutely, it's more than insane, and this bit can get quite messy. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to hold that like that and just paint on the top spring washers, and it's the smaller ones. Now when they go in, they specifically say that the cone, sort of the curved bit, they go that way, so they curve like that. And I tend to use these and just drop them down there like that. That's one way, and that one curves the other way, the opposite way, which I will do now like that. It now says a thrust washer. Now these are slightly different. So there's one, and there's the other. And I don't know which way round they go. Hang on, let me check. Okay, so the thrust washer that's thicker goes at the top. So what they're saying is that goes in first. I'm going to have to grease all this up now, so it means grease up with this stuff, putting the balls in, putting it together, and then dropping it in. This is the bit, flipping, I'm not looking forward to this. I can't see him. like that. Like that. Oh, they're sticking together. Oh, that one's gone. Like that. I hope they give you spares. Another 2, and I've got 4 in there. Oh, it's all magnetising or something. Or it's grease. Drop that one. Oh my god, it's come out and it's gone somewhere. Did you hear it? Oh, here we go. Oh, there it is. It's gone right over here. Over there. One more. Right, so that's on. I'm just going to dip this in there because I can't let go of what I've got at the minute. So I'm going to go covered in grease. I don't really care. Then that goes on. I mean, it is all stuck together. You have to hold that. Well, I think it is gone on there, but has it gone down there? I think that's on. Doesn't tell you a lot about it. Now the next bit is all about the washers. So one curves down, one curves up, one curves down. I've got a wipe the tweezers. I say I hate do. I do like doing this, but it is actually quite worrying. So repeat that again. Curved down, curved up, curved down. So got it pinged. So that's curved down. Then it's curved up that way round. And then curved down. Like that. You've got that little nut, and it, funny enough, the normal Tamiya wrench fits this. This should go all the way down. So you get an Allen key. You put that like that. I hope it'll fit actually, like that. And it does say, what does it say on it? Just do it up. I'm pretty sure you've just got to do it up tight. Oh God. Until it stops. Like that. And then you put the top on. And then put the other half of that in. And that, I've got the bearings on there actually, which I haven't done. That, my friends, and how smooth is that? I'll tell you something. You can't feel this, you have to take my word for it. I can feel that. Oh, and whilst I'm here, it's a lot smoother. Wow. There's me thinking it's going to be no different. But it is. So I think, I mean, that's pretty much it. I've got to put the bearings on there. I've got some spare bits in there which I don't want to lose them. But that pretty much is a short video on how I build my diffs. I do all my diffs like that. Now I'm going to do, that's not it. Yeah, that's incredible. Wow. I mean, I can only think that it's, I mean, that's a nice diff, this one. I can only think it's those balls, those ceramic balls. I've got steel ones in there. But, yeah, so what I need to do now is reassemble this, put it all back together. And then I'll probably do a part 2. Because it would just be a lot easier, maybe, where we're going to build and put this one in the front. When we've done that one, we'll include the high-speed gearing as well. So I think that'll just be the part 1. There'll be another short video, part 2, following pretty quickly after. So you won't have to wait long. But that's the diff build. What do you think? I wish you could feel this one compared to the other one. I mean, that's nice. It isn't. There's a bit more resistance there. But that is so smooth. Wow. I mean, this is the original diff. But yeah, let me know what you think. I mean, do you do yours like that? I mean, does anybody like diffs like I do? Or shocks? I'm not using anything special. I mean, I've only got normal like grease. These I say come from like Carbon RC, which I think is I think I got them from Schumacher of all places. Yeah. Right, I'm gonna put this all back together. You let me know what you think. Comment in the video, like the video, and hit the notification bell, because you'll be notified when part 2 of this bit, diff part 2, will come out for the front. And yeah, it'll just follow on, so it won't be a very long wait. So thanks for watching, and I'll catch up with you a bit later on. Bye for now.